So I'm going to speak today about the FlorAlive countermeasures to the current health and fear crisis. And what we really want is to find things that reduce anxiety and fear and that instill optimism. So if we improve our outlook and get less fear in our life, it's definitely going to um, improve immune resistance and just help us to have a much greater well-being and more opportunities in this challenging time. So let's look at this little disclaimer quickly, please. Okay, so I'm going to want to refer to the Floral Hand of God book. This was published in 2014. The central part of this book contains quantum biology and quantum physics that explain in a way that it, as far as I know, does not exist in any other book as to how flower essences can work in such a positive way and how they can change unconscious mind programming. So that's covered with some pretty interesting information that you won't find elsewhere. Right now, just for practicality, let's look at things that you can reach for. And so for practitioners, you should have like boatloads of clear in your office. And I'll just give an example of what happened in my office last week. Um, if we were to choose one remedy out of the dozens and dozens of flowers that are available from FlorAlive, I would say it would be healing support and blue-eyed grass together, because blue-eyed grass is extremely important for healing emotional trauma and or abuse, but trauma. And healing support has a group of flowers that are very special. So let me show you those flowers in healing support. So we have heartmend, which is something that an awful lot of people need. And so I'm choosing flowers in healing support that are just about needed by everyone. That's why it's so useful. Most people have loss of love, loss of people, relationships, domestic pets, something that has really left a heaviness, but actually leaves an energetic lesion or heart. Um, if you look at it as a sensitive person, you can see a depression of energy over the heart. It's not a physical thing, but it's a bioenergetic thing that is very much reduces vitality. So it's a good thing to get rid of that. The middle top flower, the white one, is called Flor de la Luna. It comes from the high Andes, and many of the flowers that I get are from the high Andes. This one is one of the most powerful shamanic essences up there because it allows us to receive love. And I found that clinically when I brought it back. When you receive love, when you can receive love, you can also receive more money. It's a very interesting correlation there. The flower on the right is from a different area of the high Andes. It's one of the many beautiful gentians that are there, and it helps us to be kind to ourselves. So under difficult circumstances, it's always good to have that soothing quality of, we're okay. The lower left is a flower that I call snowball flower. Kratum, I guess, is the name of it. If you look at it as an herb, it's in Asia. This particular flower comes from the Philippines. And it's only the energy of the flower. The herb itself is used for possibly questionable purposes, I'm not quite sure, but it is extremely powerful. The flower is totally different because all it has is the pure energy from that. And it changes confidence into certainty. It's one of the most interesting things. If you know how to do energy psychology testing with muscle testing, you can do a lot of testing of phrases which reflect beliefs within our unconscious mind, and you can watch what it changes when you administer it. But it's just dynamically positive, let's put it that way. And we all need that now. The central lower is called Flor del Oso, flower of the bear, and that is, um, uh, it's just beyond description what it does. For lack of better words, say it takes us into the higher planes of God consciousness or unity, where everything is as it should be. So again, really useful to have that fortification in this era. And the right lower is a flower that the Aboriginal people in Australia call flower of the sky, Lecanoltia. Um, and it's blue Lecanoltia. And it's I accept and appreciate who I am, and I know that all is well in my life. That's the energy that it instills in us. So uh, extremely useful. And when you combine that with blue-eyed grass, which is what I was saying, it was revered by Native Americans around the Great Lakes area for, they used the root of this, a very filamentous little root of this plant as a great tonic, blood tonic, and they burned it ceremonially. They felt that it had a tremendous reviving ability, but what I found is it clears emotional abuse, physical and emotional abuse and trauma in the context of an energy psychology uh, uh, background or energy psychology perspective. And the last one that I talked about, let me give you an example. Last week, I had a woman with her family, and she'd lost her job due to this current health situation. And her husband still is employed and works in a addiction recovery center. So I was trying to treat her little girl for problems which are both nutritional, but also I think a lot have to do a lot with stress. And I think this little child is quite quite sensitive on the psychic level, if you want to call it that, quite sensitive. So her father comes in from the addiction recovery center at night, and the mother says, yeah, when he comes back in, it's rough. He's bringing in a lot of heaviness that is in that kind of work. So as an example, he would be getting that to take with him to work, to use in his office, spray. The mother and child would spray when he comes in. And when she started doing that, I saw her a couple of days later, she said, oh, geez, that makes a difference. So it's like, it's way more powerful than the wonderful Native American tradition of saging. It's just more powerful. We've looked at it for 15 years, some of these flowers. Some of them came as recently as 2015. But extremely powerful. There are many flowers in here. Some of them are shamanic flowers, which we don't show, but these can be viewed. The one on the left comes from Africa originally, but it was prepared in Jamaica for unusual reasons. And it was used in Africa to get rid of obia, spirit possession. So the energy of that is, the spooks just run when that stuff is around. So I just jokingly tell people that it has very protective energy. The central flower is called Ko'okolau. It comes from only one region in Hawaii, and it's endemic to Hawaii. It doesn't grow anywhere else in the world. And this was their most sacred herbal product, and it's almost gone. So we, of course, by preparing the flower essence, it doesn't harm the population. And it has the ability to remove the belief, and watch the language here, I am confronted with insurmountable obstacles. When a person believes that, which we know from semantic screening in energy psychology testing, I'm confronted with insurmountable obstacles, it will remove that belief. So again, dynamically positive. And I named the 5-spot flower on the right freedom flower, because it seems to almost just suck negative things from our unconscious beliefs into a repository where they're reconfigured and they lose their strength. So in a nutshell, those are the 3 products that we want to look at: healing support, clear, and blue-eyed grass. And I recommend you get it and start using it for everyone in your family. And then for health professionals, start screening your patients on this. Learn how to do that by the method that I've taught, which you can go to FlorAliveTraining.com, and there's a 3-hour video that is a summary of a weekend workshop that I gave for doctors and other health professionals. So in that little 3 hours, you can learn a great deal, summarizes some of the important parts of the book, and then at the end of it, it shows the actual workshopping with the doctors that participated. And I wish you very well, and that we all soon pass from this trying time.